welcome back. So this week I have the funniest story time for you. So I actually got reminded of this story time from a viral video that was like going around on Instagram, and I was like, oh my God, I have a similar story. So I don't know if you guys seen this video. Take a look real quick, like take a little look. Okay, so I don't know if you know exactly what's going on in this video, but we're gonna get into it, and we're gonna get into the story that I have that is kind of sort of the same thing right now. So you know the drill. Grab your popcorn, get your let's get to it. Okay, so this story goes as follows. Now, I'm going to give a little disclaimer before we get into this video. I do not condone this type of behavior anymore. I would like to let everyone know that at the time I was 19 when this happened, and I am now 21. No, it was a long time ago. I don't condone this type of behavior in relationships. I think it's toxic, but anyway, it happened, and so I'm going to tell you guys about it. So, what's going on in this video is surprisingly very similar to my story. So, this girl is appearing to, there is no backstory, but if I had to take a wild guess, she is destroying somebody's very expensive Jordan collection. Now, if you are not a shoe head, let me give you some background. Jordans are hard to come by, hard to get, very exclusive. You got to pretty much sell your ass to get a pair. And she is taking a knife to them. So her significant other must have done something to really piss her off. And she's probably going to get strangled. Like, this is like punch a eye type of behavior. So that's what's happening here. Now, my story is like almost identical. All right. So my story goes as follows. I'm dating this guy for about like 8 months, mind you. We're dating for about 8 months. We go to a party together, and one of his friends tries to hit on me right in front of his face. He came up to me and tried to dance, mind you. The details are very fuzzy because it was a long time ago. Tried to come up to me and dance like right in front of his face. No care in the world. And I'm like, bro, no, like, absolutely not. Like, no, get away from me. So, but I guess it's like the interaction between us like looked too close for comfort or whatever. So somehow it ended up being my fault, even though the homie was the one being trifling, was all up in my face, trying to get to dance, trying to get me to dip off with him. Like, oh, well, if it's not working, you know, if you don't like him, you could just come with me. Anyway, so somehow it was my fault. So my boyfriend at the time decides he's upset. He gonna snatch me up at the party and embarrass me in front of everybody, right? I was like, okay, well, I got something for your ass. Anyway, so we get home. The fight escalates. Like, he's yelling, I'm yelling. He's standing up on me, trying to tower over me, intimidate a bitch, like, So I'm like, this is abusive behavior. I got something for you. Anyway, so he's like flinching, like, like, you know, acting like he gonna hit me. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna hit you where it hurts. I'm gonna hit you where it really hurts. Yeah. He wasn't gonna hit a bitch because I would have really rocked his ass, but you know, he was pretending like it, and that was good enough for me, okay? So I was like, okay. So my friend at the time was dating his roommate. So we used to drive our little happy asses up there every Friday and spend the weekend there. Mind you, he lived very far. Like, he lived like 2 hours away. So bitch was thirsty. We was just like, hop in the car, drive, you know, be up there all weekend and then drive home because I worked full time. So I decided, okay, I'm going to ruin his Jordan collection. So he had an extensive Jordan collection. Like, it was impressive. I'm not going to lie. Now, I was responsible for about half of this collection because I was a dumb young I decided I was going to buy him Jordans every time they released. Now, they were not as hard to come by back then as they are to come by now. Like now you got to like enter a raffle, you got to like enter, try and win them, like all kind of shit. You can't just go into the store and buy them like you could back then. So now they would release them and you would have to be one of the first people in the store. So people would line up at 5, 6 in the morning to get Jordans, right? That was the only way that you were going to get them. So I was responsible for a lot of pairs because I think I bought him like 1 or 2 pairs, and then it somehow trickled into me buying every pair for him. And I was dumb and stupid and naive and like wanted my boyfriend to love me, so I'm just gonna buy him shoes. So yeah, I was responsible for a lot of the pairs of Jordans that he had. So I decided, because I really could have been a real and destroyed the whole collection. I think I really would have been dead if I would have done that. But I decided to just gather the ones that I personally purchased. I was like, I'm going to gather them and I'm going to destroy them because they're mine and I bought them and I don't want you to have them anymore. So tough titty. Anyway, so I like waited till he went to sleep. My friend at the time who was, in the roommate's room, I'm like, I want to destroy him. He got me. I better lift a hand at me. I'm queen anyway. Like I was like, I want to ruin it. So my idea was like, I'm gonna rip the tongues out of him, and like he's gonna wake up and all the tongues are gonna be missing, and I'm gonna throw the tongues on the bed or something. And she's like, no, I got a better idea. I put my foot in them, tried to like, but them shoes are really sturdy. I see why, like very good quality shoes. So the tongue wasn't coming out. So she's like, okay, look, we gonna dump them outside this window, because there was a window right outside the apartment, and we just threw everything we could find on them. Like I'm talking old mayonnaise, mustard, ketchup, pickle juice, soda, jelly, like whatever was in the fridge, we threw on them shoes. And they were outside the window, so I think the sprinklers came on and they were sitting there overnight. So by the morning they were starting to grow mold, right? So right before I was leaving, mind you, he fell asleep. So I sabotaged his life while he was asleep. And while I was leaving, he was like, I'm sorry. Like, I overreacted. You're right. It was old boy's fault. And I'm like, no, I'm leaving, because I already know what I've done. And I'm like, and if I don't get out of here before the morning, I might very realistically die. Like he might choke. So I need to get out. So I had a friend come drive 2 hours and come get me so that I can get to safety. So the next morning comes, I get the phone call that I'm waiting for, right? Where's my And I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. I think it's funny. I think it's so cute, right? I'm like, I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. He's like, where are my shoes? Like, now I purposely plucked out the ones I purchased and left a little hole right where they should have been. Like, mine. Bought these belong to me. There were little holes, so you could very clearly see like, okay, something's missing. Mind you, my friend is still there. So she catches all the wrath, so I'm like, I don't know, like maybe you should take a walk around the building, because if he took a walk around the building, he would clearly see them outside the window. So I guess he did, and he finds them. And so my friend calls me like, he outside cleaning them with a toothbrush. So we just think it's so funny, right? And she gets the blunt end of the stick, because he's like, I know you knew, like, don't look at me. Like she said, he was like on his hands and knees, like he's trying to clean the mustard off. So I just thought it was so funny. So that was like, I think that's like the last time I talked to him. Like he was like done with it after that, which I was totally fine with. But I don't think we ever spoke again. Now, mind you, we run in similar circles in today's day and age. We have some mutual friends. So now we can like laugh about it and talk about it. He was actually the one who reminded me of this story. And, over time, Jordan like re-releases the same shoe 100 times. So he was able to get some of them back. Not all of them, but that's the price of the story. And he was actually supposed to come on Storytime and tell it with me and show you guys some of the shoes. And I just thought that would have been really funny. But I'm pretty sure he got a He not allowed to talk to me. So I'm pretty sure like that's where that's at. So that's my story. What do you guys think? Did I overreact? Did I overreact by up all the Jordans, or it was justified, or like I could have ruined them all and I only ruined the ones I bought? Like, what would you have done? Leave your comments below. I really, really want to know. Like, thank you for watching. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share. And if you missed it before, I will be doing my next giveaway at 500 subscribers. I'm only at 200 right now, so I have a long way to go, but it will be a $100 giveaway. So make sure you're staying engaged, commenting, liking, sharing, because that's how you win the giveaway. So I appreciate all the love and support so far. I will catch you next week. Okay, bye.